Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm back with another kayak walkthrough for you guys today, and it's going to be in the brand new Crescent K-Craft. And this is a kayak slash stand-up paddleboard hybrid that you can do a lot of things with. We got two different variants here that I'm going to show you, and then I'll swap out some components and show you things you can upgrade from the base model if you want to deck it out in the future. Starting off with the specs, 11 feet 10 inches long, 33 inches wide, and weighs 63 pounds. Starting up here at the front, we're going to have our molded injection handles. Yak Attack makes these for them here. We're going to have a paddle keeper right up front here, and this is for when you're standing, the angle will come up, and I'll show you how that works later on in one of my critiques of it as well. Right up here, we have another paddle keep here. That'll be for laying across the deck, and a little storage cubby here. This is all solid, so it does not give you access into the hull. It's only in this cubby area here. Then we get to the flat, clean, open deck. You can do anything you want with this platform. You want to take a dog, take your child, you want to run a cooler or seat. You can do anything you want with this platform or just stand up on it and use it as a traditional paddleboard. We're going to have a pair of Yak Attack rails right up here. These four bolt patterns here, I'll get to with a couple of the accessories later on, but you can kind of see what one of the versions is back behind me and what you can do with those. Now the seat system here, this is Crescent's high seat system. So this has got the taller legs. It is 10 inches from the floor to the butt here. So it's a really, really nice upgrade for this platform here. And it's held on via the cam strap system here. You can take it off just like so. Once again, side handles here. We have, these will be for if you want to run a cooler or anything here. You have tie points directly from here. And then right here in the back, this would be known as typically your tank well area on a standard kayak. But on here, another set of rails here. They have a mini cam strap here, so you can run stuff over here. And then also you can put anything here via the Yak Attack owl eyelets, and you can run tie clips across there. More bungee hook keepers here if you want to utilize those. Back here in the back, some people will go ahead and put a hatch system in here if you so desire. It's not going to give you a lot of storage, but it'll give you about that much depth if you want to cram something in there. And then back here on the back, these bolt patterns here will be for the future if you want to run a motor plate on it, and that'll give you the ability to run a mini power pole or rear mount motors in the future. So what I'm going to do is bring you in a little bit closer now. This is the base model K-Craft, and it comes with the chair and how you see it here. The one behind you is going to be another variant called the K-Craft Skiff Edition. So I'll bring you up, show you the two versions that you can buy right out the front, or don't fear, you can buy any of the components off of the Skiff Edition at your convenience whenever you want to and add them to your base K-Craft. They're completely interchangeable. So let me bring you on in and I'll show you some of the upgrades you can do for future, and then a couple of my critiques that I'll have of their platform going forward. Okay, this is the Skiff Edition. When you buy this edition, you get the leaning bar, which goes right into 4 bolts in the floor. You're going to get the cooler instead of the chair, and you're also going to get the motor mount plate for the rear of the boat ready to go as well. So there's a few different things that you can get. Also, here is a rail system for attaching right here. Some guys won't even use this. But what this cage also does is give you the ability to mount stuff via the rail system or have more tie-down points. Also, if you decide you're not into the cooler right there and you want that as a standing platform, just take off your strap system. And the cooler can drop right into the cage like that, and then you strap it down there, and now you have a big wide open deck back here. If you don't want this strap system here, once again, it's as easy as just removing everything like you see it, and you just have a big wide open deck to stand here, hold your bar here, put your motor up here, and you're standing and cruising. So it's a pretty cool platform from that. Think of like a mini skiff in that type of setup, but really, really cool and so versatile. Any of these components, the cooler systems, the leaning bar, the motor mount plates, can all be added to a base K-Craft. Also, if you think, hey, I'm not so sure I want this, but I just want a place for the cooler, more tie downs, they do make a separate bar for that, and I'll show you one of those here on the other K-Craft, and it mounts in the same place, and it's just for more gear storage up front. So let me bring you up and back with one of those, and then I'll show you my two kind of minor complaints right out the box. Okay, here's the last piece that you can add, and this would be the individual rail that I was mentioning earlier. If you don't want the whole leaning bar, you can get this set up front, and it mounts just like so, and you still get the rail system on it as well. And so if you just get a base edition and you want a way to hold your cooler, you bolt that to the 4 bolts in the floor, strap it in. Now you can have a cooler with you while you're still in the comfort of your seat. So it's really nice and versatile that you can add any of these parts to your base K-Craft, or you can get a fully loaded version right up front. That's up to you and what your needs are. Okay, now I'm going to get to probably my only 2 nitpicks of the boat, and they are a little bit nitpicky, but I do have concerns with them. So I want to make sure I share them with you guys to see if there's any feedback. First and foremost, the little tabs here for the hatch, they're tiny. I don't know if they're ½ an inch. They're about the size of over my fingernail. They are really, really hard. And you can say, well, yeah, put a bigger tab on. I can, and I will, but that should be a little bit easier to grab from the factory. That's a little nitpicky, I get it. Now we get to the paddle stager holder right up on the front. This one's fine. This works like any standard one on a kayak. You just push your paddle up in there, pinch the blade down, that's good. This is the one that's designed for when you're standing up, you ram your blade up and in here. And it works okay. And this is a traditional stand-up paddleboard paddle. But it's when you get to double blades that I've already found some things I'm not too fond of. So here we got a Bending Branches Angler Ace, one of the most popular paddles in the kayak industry today. This is a carbon shaft, carbon poly mix on the blade. And as I put this in here, watch what happens when I take my hand off here, what happens to the blade. That huge bend here is no good. So you have a nice $250 paddle. I would not want my paddle sitting in here. And keep in mind, this isn't even 90 degrees or 100 degrees outside where this paddle is going to heat up even more. But yeah, I don't like that whatsoever. So you're going to say, okay, well, what does work in there? Well, through the different paddles that I've tested, it's only hard wood or glass blades that do not have the bend in it because they're so much stiffer. So when I put this Werner Schuna in here, works just as intended. But I'm still concerned with this only having a few inches of your paddle to go underneath, even on this paddle. I mean, this is almost a $350 paddle. When it starts warming up, what's all this going to do? So cool idea. I'm not so sure it's going to translate well to most folks in the open world when they're out there on the river, because the different blades have different structural strengths here, and you're going to have a lot of flopping and bend curving going on, I do believe. But like I said, those are a little bit nitpicky. I just want to make sure you're aware. Don't buy the boat based on that. I'm not sure how great it's going to be in the long run, but it's a cool idea in principle, but there might need to be something addressed there. But yeah, overall, really solid platform. I know a lot of people are going to use this for going out here, taking the kid, using it to jump off. It's going to be a really nice platform for smaller fly fishermen with the ability to get rid of the seat, do the cooler, do absolutely nothing at all. You can go run small class 1, class 2 rapids, or put a small motor on the back and turn it into a small skiff and cruise around, 6-7 miles an hour. It's going to be a pretty good flats fishing style platform as well, because it's very shallow in the depth. We'll know more pure numbers here shortly as the summer goes on, as far as how much capacity this boat can handle. It's definitely not going to be built for the Bubbas, so if you're the 300-pound guy, probably not going to be the best boat for you right now. But we'll have really good numbers going for you here later in the summer once we start loading this boat out and get a bunch of river trips in and see where it lands. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This is the new Crescent K-Craft and the K-Craft Skiff Edition. A lot of cool things, being versatile as far as switching parts around to build it however you desire according to your budget. So that's really nice. I like that perception for them. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Appreciate you coming and hang out with me. We'll catch you guys in the next one.